All right, this video is from LoudGuns, and I saw the thumbnail and I was like, ooh, nobody's going to want to watch this. And it did pretty well. And LoudGuns is a great channel. I really like watching his videos. I think he's really informative, and I think he's got a good style. The thumbnail was just something that didn't really excite me, and it's titled "More Testers Needed. How do we get more people testing Star Citizen?" Okay, like, why do we care? That's where I come from. I would imagine that most people in the community just want a good game and don't really care about all this extra stuff. How do we test the game? Oh, I think I know why this is broken. Well, I don't care why it's broken. I just want it to work. Right? That's the point of view that I come from. But this video got a lot of views, and so my guess would be when a video gets a lot of views, YouTube is very good about this stuff. If you make a good video that your audience and other audiences like, it usually gets a lot of views. So I immediately saw this and was like, hey, well, this must be a good video, so let's watch it. More testers needed from LoudGuns.
Hello and welcome back, or welcome to the channel. I'm LoudGuns, and today I thought I'd just build on a talking point that came up during a recent call with Starstreams. And that's how could CIG incentivize people better to get more involved in the PTU, helping to keep up numbers during the all-important testing phase to...
I don't think this is an avoidable situation, what just happened in 3.18, but I think what he's saying sort of implies it.
Smooth the rollout of new patches. I'd like to be clear from the outset that despite what's going on, this won't be a vid roasting CIG for the rollout. This isn't my first rodeo when it comes to MMO launches and patch rollouts, and rather I want to talk about how we could maybe improve the amount of data the devs are getting ahead of major releases. So if that sounds good to you, then grab a cup of tea while I roll the intro, and then let's get into it.
I'm out of tea. I usually drink tea while I react. I got nothing left.
So I guess before we dive into the ideas on how to incentivize PTU and issue council participation, we should stop a bit to talk about the why. I think most people will get it in the context of the last few days.
Okay.
And just picking out a few messages from CIG, I think it's fairly safe from even my smooth brain perspective that there simply weren't enough of us playing the PTU in the build-up to 3.18.
Yeah, agreed.
There was an element of desperation in these messages from the devs, and I think they really wanted more of us to get involved and give the patch a fair shake before it went to live.
Right? They really wanted us to push testing the week before, and I guess...
The way I'm looking at the events of the last few days is that we're currently in the midst of the stress tests that should have been, and only with enough people testing are CIG able to gather the data they need to identify the bugs. I know that I will bump into a few comments telling me that incentives shouldn't be required and that people should just be happy to play test for the sake of improving the game and contributing to the project.
Yeah, no.
And while I think the view of this group is very noble, I would respectfully ask them to consider that they are a minority. The majority of players just want to play the game, and aren't so interested in the minutiae of game development. Some people who love cars want to understand how every part fits together, but more people can enjoy the thrill of putting the pedal to the metal and just going fast. And I do think this percentage of people is only going to shrink as the game hits more of a mass market and gets more appeal and traction. In my view, we need to come up with some form of incentive plan to get the average player to disrupt their gameplay with the unpaid labour that is active testing. Playing in PTUs where they'll experience no real progression, stopping before clicking relaunch to send crash reports, and taking time out of their R&R time to file paperwork on the issue council. To be clear, there are some incentives. The Vocati testing group is arguably one of the main ones here, with especially active players who contribute via the reporting framework being given insider knowledge and access to new builds ahead of the main group.
Not only that, but I saw recently, like, the best Vocati testers were rewarded ships and things like that for their hard work.
And this will undoubtedly appeal to some of you, but to be honest, it also comes with some downsides. I'm not an avocado, but based on discussions I've had with people who are, some of the Avocati testing sessions make the 318 launch look breezy. This might be fun if your other hobbies include extreme marathons, because regular marathons aren't quite painful enough for you, but for most of us, it will be a hard pass. I have also seen a couple of moments on Spectrum where CIG have given away prizes to individuals who've contributed a lot to the issue council.
There you go.
But the downside to this is that it doesn't really incentivize mass participation, because you'll know if you work a normal job, sort of a 9 to 5,
Yeah, like
that
I
you'll
could
never compete with some of the people who have a lot more time to play, and
Very good
therefore are
point.
more involved in the bug
This is a
reporting
good
process.
video.
So if it always comes down to who does the most reporting, then a very narrow selection of people are going to win, and
Yeah,
other people are going to be disincentivized because
It's like Hashgaga, any screenshot contest, that guy wins all of them, right?
they'll know they'll never achieve that. So what could more suitable incentives look like? Well, first up, I think it would be cool if a certain degree of participation in the testing, which most people could achieve, could
Dude,
lead
the
to some
YouTube
unique in-game
compression
rewards.
on this is insane.
Things like one-of-a-kind skins. A lot of us MMO players are collectors. We care about unique cosmetics because they're some of the best show-off items out there in a multiplayer game. Particularly if...
Yeah, but LoudGuns, you know what they do with those? After they have like a really good achievable one, they make it really easy to get and just basically give it away to everybody. It's pretty sick.
Something was limited edition. My daily driver, for instance, is my Drake Cutlass Black, and one of the most common questions I get asked in the comments section when this ship features in vids is, where did you get that cutty paint? It was a best in show one from the $29.49 IAE sales, and unfortunately, unless you're willing to shell out far more than it's worth on the grey market, you just can't get it anymore. Obviously, some people will argue that this sort of exclusivity is bad. Why should I have something that they can't get? But it creates an element of FOMO that CIG have no problem using to sell ships, and they could harness this same FOMO to encourage testing. So for instance, you as a new player in years to come might be a bit gutted not to be able to get your hands on the 3.21 PTU tester Scorpius skin you see me with. But it's going to incentivize you to go and test the next PTU build that you can be part of when it comes up.
Yeah.
I know some people think I'm way too calm to be a MOBA player, but for my sins I do enjoy a bit of League of Legends. And League does have some read across here with their ranked rewards. At the end of each major patch, you actually see a pickup in players as people are grinding games in an attempt to bump themselves up to the next level and get the rewards, which tend to include unique skins.
Okay.
Another idea CIG could look at is mimicking something like the highly successful referral program they have. The referral ladder has a heap of bonuses you get by hitting various levels, and since most of these are digital assets, CIG can dish them out at no marginal cost. It wouldn't hurt to have a similar ladder for bug reporting and verification. This could actually create some equality between selling the game and testing the game. Not everybody has the possibility to rank up thousands of referrals, but nearly everybody has.
Then we're going to be littered with repros, or not repros, like duplicates. So people are just going to duplicate reports, false reports, and all that stuff.
The opportunity to get involved with bug smashing, report.
I 1000% agree. Participating in a, for example, hey guys, we want a stress test. The stress test that they wanted to do the week before. Hey guys, guess what? If you participate in the stress test, we're going to give you these exclusive, awesome skins for all your ships or something, right? And you're probably going to get a lot more participation in that stress test. I would have found a way. I was not able to participate. I would have found a way.
And getting into the PTUs.
I would remote it in.
Being able to see some progression and earn long-term rewards that will stay in your hangar would almost certainly encourage more of us to grind this. Obviously, I don't want to misrepresent myself here.
Like, if stress testing is the goal, that is the solution. The referral thing, I don't know.
I'm just a guy who makes some videos, and I don't have answers to some of the trickier questions. People with much more knowledge of this sort of thing would have to work out how to gamify the system, but not allow people to simply min-max getting the rewards if that leads to poor feedback. But with the game only growing, I think it's fair to say that improving player participation in testing is essential.
Yeah, he's like really aggressive. right now as well. This is an aggressive stance. I feel like he's telling us we need to test better, and you guys are all bad testers, and he's just very aggressively staring at us and telling us to be better. And it's making me uncomfortable.
I don't personally hold anything against CIG employees for the mildly disastrous rollout. I think they simply lacked enough data to work with. They could have, with that, fixed some of the problems we've encountered ahead of this PU launch. And I would ask anybody who's getting a bit angry, maybe typing some fiery posts on Spectrum, to just think, you know, these people, they're people who go to work, they hit an office every day. And a lot of us have been in that position where we've gone to the office and it's a complete shitstorm. I obviously also don't hold anything against players who haven't got involved in the PTU. There's no contractual obligation on you to be an unpaid playtester and bug reporter. And there's no real incentive outside of a tenuous moral obligation to the project to get you to essentially intern for free at CIG.
Yep.
I think the pressure's really on CIG's management to look at how they can improve this going forward. Hopefully this week's real stress test will lead to the proper rollout of 3.18 shortly, and we'll all be playing and instantly forgetting about all the 19Ks, 30Ks and 60Ks. But let me know what you think down in the comments, and feel free to donate me a like and subscribe if you did enjoy the vid. With all that said, thanks very much for watching all the way to the end, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Always LoudGuns. Yep, thank you. Oh my god, I found one Sli-Fi is not a Patreon for. We gotta get him. We gotta let him know. Unbelievable. But hey, that was really good. Again, YouTube's pretty good at that stuff. I thought that was a really good video. I thought it was really well thought out. That's what I go to LoudGuns for. He's just thinks out his stuff. I don't always have to agree with it. Like I didn't agree with the referral thing for doing issue council reports. I don't think that's ever going to be a good thing. But absolutely, participation is a really, really good idea with skins or guns or armor or items or anything. People will do it 100% for that stuff. So sweet.